Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I am here joined by four amazing startups and Joao, who is an accelerator manager at BlockStart. And so it is time for an amazing session of blockchain startup pitches. Joao, welcome on stage.
Thanks a lot.
I wanted to ask the audience also to pay attention to the pitches and prepare one or two questions per each of the startups so that they can also answer your questions. Joao, the stage is yours.
Great. Thanks a lot, Daniel. And thanks a lot, first of all, for the kind invitation for us to present BlockStart and four of our great startup finalists. I'm Joao Fernandes. I'm accelerator manager at BlockStart program and also investment analyst at Brighina, an early stage VC fund held by the largest retailer in Portugal. But today we are here to talk about BlockStart. So I'll try to tell you how EU funding can be an enabler of blockchain pilots. And so BlockStart is a EU-funded blockchain accelerator. It has supported 60 solution providers, so startups, and 60 end-user SMEs. It is tackling the fields of retail, fintech, and ICT. It has almost 800,000 euros equity free to support these startups and SMEs. It ran 3 acceleration programs from 2019 until early 2022. So the last acceleration program is about to end, so no more opportunities for further startups. And this program is run by early stage VC, Brighina, innovation consultancy firm Civita, and startup community F6S. So this program, apart from the equity-free funding, up to 20K per startup, up to 4.5K per SME adopter, it helps also startups in their market validations through demos and tests, growth support through mentoring sessions with business and tech experts, and also networking via events like this one or matchmaking with investors. So this program is very much relying in a strong network of ecosystem partners, including VC investors as lead block partners, acceleration programs as Block Rocket, communities as R3, other European programs as DT2 Invest, and of course, awesome events like the best blockchain conference in the world, European Blockchain Convention, and also relying on over 30 great external mentors from investors, founders, CTOs that have been helping our startups to thrive during our support program. This program, the structure is typically starts with 2 days, an event that we call the ideation kickoff, where 23 startups present and meet SMEs. Then this pool of startups is narrowed down to 10 startups who actually develop their MVP solutions in 4-month period that we call prototype stage. And lastly, the pilot stage, when 5 to 6 startups implement their pilots in actual clients, in SMEs, and pitch at the final demo day event. So looking back, some of the KPIs that we've achieved: over 300 startup applications, over 150 SME applications from over 40 countries, so a pan-European project, over 200 mentoring sessions, and satisfaction rate is above 90%. Looking at the testimonials from some of our startups, so for instance, Ibiza is emphasizing the fact that we stimulate startups to do a product development faster, also very much focused in the testing by users, so aiming to define clearly the target customer and to test, and actually managing to achieve some potential commercial agreements and in several examples, we managed to help startups to discover and to meet potential customers. So if you are curious about getting to know better our startups, so 60 startups that you have to check, you have in our website all of their profiles. And so we are definitely very proud of our startups. Some achievements that we'd like to share, as Datarella, one of the finalists from the previous acceleration program, signed a 2-year contract with the European Space Agency. Kidian fundraised 400K from Techstars and some other investors. And also Ibiza just recently fundraised 1.5 million, and Digital Village fundraised $2 million. So of course that this is not due to BlockStart support. Of course, this is all the merit of our startups, but at least we like to believe that we gave a slight contribution to these achievements of our great startups. So you are right away invited to our final event on the 24th of February. It will be a hybrid event held in Brussels, but also online, streamed online. The third acceleration program demo day event, where the 6 finalists from this last acceleration program will be presenting their developments and also their implementations in SME adopters. So stay tuned to our website, and you'll get to know in the coming weeks the connections to this event. But for sure, the stars of today's talk should be the startups, and so I'm very proud to announce the second acceleration program finalist, Stavros from ComeTogether, then Rui from Knowtary, Mattia from LoanXchain, and Simone from Motoblockchain. So without further ado, I'd like to ask Stavros to tell us a bit about ComeTogether, please.
Yeah, hello, I'm Stavros. I'm gonna share my screen now. So I'm CEO of ComeTogether. At ComeTogether, we unlock new revenues from secondary markets while improving the experience. Events business is being cannibalized by ticket scalpers and fraud. They use ticket bots to buy tickets the moment they go on sale, only to resell them later at much higher prices. Even worse, some fans are denied access to events because they were sold fake or scanned tickets. The root of these problems is static QR code tickets. ComeTogether introduces a new form of digital ticket. First, it's based on blockchain, and secondly, we developed an innovative ticket delivery through a dynamic QR code that changes every 30 seconds. This gives control and tracking of ticket resales and transfers to event organizers. We provide tools to set resale price ranges and commissions, and the benefits are better fan experience as ticket fraud and scalping are prevented, organizers access secondary market revenues. We also provide audience insights, knowing who the attendee is, even if the ticket changes hands or in case of group purchase. And the benefits are targeted marketing, COVID tracing, and compliance with regulations. Regarding our product, we are technology providers for event organizers and ticketing companies to sell tickets under their own branding. It has 3 layers: a NeosIO ticketing network, a cloud API, and white label ticketing tools. The tools provide an end-to-end plug-and-play ticketing solution that includes a primary and secondary ticket marketplace, a ticket wallet, and an organizer's dashboard. Event tickets worldwide was $73 billion in 2019, with an additional $15 billion from secondary resales, currently an untapped market for event organizers. For 2022, Statista projects recovery to 80% of 2019 market. Since 2018, our tickets are NFT. Attendees, however, are collecting not only tickets, but also other memorabilia from events. So we now bring this to the digital world with Unique Together. Now we offer tickets as NFT collectibles with digital art, NFT collectibles such as event highlights or fan-generated content. And our unique selling point is a proof of attendance mechanism that enables exclusive NFTs for event attendees. UniqueTogether is integrated with ComeTogether ticketing, but is also offered as a standalone product. NFTs live in our EOS.io network, but can be withdrawn to Ethereum for liquidity and interoperability purposes. NFT collectibles unlock massive new revenue streams for live events. Also, they give event organizers performance royalties out of their events, and they can increase fan engagement, first by giving fans an extra incentive to go to an event to redeem exclusive NFTs, and secondly, through gamification and contests. NFT collectibles is a very new market with explosive growth. NBA Top Shots alone did more than 500 million in revenue in 6 months. ComeTogether launched in October 2019 and has provided ticketing to 54 live events. Customers include the most popular hip-hop label in Greece and the UK ticketing company. ComeTogether was part of BlockStart program, and with their help, we managed to hire 2 people to run 2 pilots and to participate to several events. Acceleration with Qatar Sports Tech drives expansion into the sports industry and the Qatari ecosystem, and incubation with Orpheum to music industry. We also have business development partners such as Sportive Ways that introduce us to the top sports properties in the world. We're a team with deep blockchain, software, business, marketing, and event industry expertise. Fundraising so far is 500,000 euros, and we are now looking for an additional 1 million to reach 2.7 million monthly revenue by the end of 2023. Thank you very much for your time.
Well, great presentation, Stavros.
Thank you very much.
I like your guitar, so I'm just gonna take the lead now on my presentation. My name is Serapicos. I am co-founder and CEO of Knowtary. Knowtary solves a very simple problem of notarizing contracts, be it collateralized or non-collateralized contracts. And we do this with multiple ways of signing, and you'll see this further down. So essentially, the problem is that contracts take not just time, money, but in most cases, it's hard for international validation. And we've tackled this during COVID because during 2020, some of the initial pilots actually were solving specific business problems like COVID subsidy, automation, contract automation. And this is actually what we did. So we streamlined the contracting and the workflow of contracting between multiple parties. And essentially the solution is a web-based and it's completely custom oriented for not just document creation and as well as signing, but also notarizing with blockchain. So it's blockchain agnostic. So it's a layer between a client interface and any type of blockchain. This is a good example. This is an accounting firm that needed to notarize their subsidy forms. And this is done with multiple parties. So you log in, you have access to your profile, you can sign documents and you can notarize the documents all in one go. So these are the companies that we've, with the help of BlockStart, we've worked with Azure, Plastic-Free Certification, and TSO for actually deploying the applications. And presently we're working with the different prospects, especially on certification, because it's a very interesting niche. And we're looking into other niches like the e-governance and financial services, as well as supply chain management certification. This is our team. As I said, I'm a co-founder with a team of programmers, and this is a core team, obviously. But the 2 other gentlemen and lady, they have a background in legal and programming, which is very helpful because contract automation actually requires massive expertise in legal, especially for multiple geographies. And finally, I'd like to thank not just our prospects and customers, but BlockStart for the mentoring, the ecosystem access, the networking and the exposure, the access to multiple events such as this, and the ability to interact multiply with or with a multiple of stakeholders that would fine-tune our product and would give us lots of feedback on how to evolve our product. And that's it from our side.
Amazing, thank you. I think it's my turn. Just want to share my screen and introduce myself and the company. Okay, I hope to see everything. So hi everyone, I'm Mattia, co-founder of LoanXchain, a fintech company based in Milan that focuses on applying blockchain to the credit market to digitize the assets and change how it functions. So starting from our vision, that for us is the core thing that defines everything we created, we imagine that the new lending market, the new loan market, the one that can fulfill the need of the people, of the economy and all the companies working in Europe, needs to be more cooperative, needs to find a way where investors and lenders cooperate, put together their resources to try to increase the lending to the real economy, to support the digital transformation, the energy transition, and so on and so forth. So many more resources than the one now we have invested will be needed, and so the system has to change. This also will generate positive benefits like more growth, a more sustainable economy that in turn help lenders and investors to increase their returns. So with this circular, cooperative, open ecosystem, we think the future can be made more achievable, considering all the goals of the European Union and so on and so forth. This also answers the needs specific of the loan market, because lenders after the financial crisis, and even more after the COVID crisis, have capital and liquidity constraints that limit their lending capability. Investors have more and more resources every year, but they have to find ways to invest them. And so they need new channels to target, to reach the real economy, to invest those money. And finally, on top, public authorities, regulators that are quite scared by the credit crunches and all the difficulties the loan market may have and its impact on the real economy. So to answer all the specific needs and generally speaking enabling this vision that fulfill a long-term goal of our society, we created LoanXchain, that is a digital multilateral secondary loan marketplace, so a platform that connects lender institutional investors, answering the needs of the market in terms of liquidity, transparency, speed, and participation. So as a B2B solutions that enable this kind of transaction in a more business as usual manner. Moreover, doing so, we digitize everything from the assets to the processes and so on and so forth. And so we enable a new ecosystem of value-added services that together we don't have in the loan market, that's very legacy in terms of technology, but that is somehow growing, expanding, also leveraging the open banking framework, the artificial intelligence and all the solution based on those data and so on and so forth. So we try to be like an enabler also of a digital revolution that is broader in a sense compared to what we try to achieve. To do so, we created an enterprise level platform that has three major components, is open and easy to integrate in any financial institution, and is also highly secure, leveraging also the data layer based on Corda blockchain. In terms of components and functionalities, we have a marketplace to buy and sell loans easily. So it connects where the institutional players are connected. A warehouse that allows to easily digitize those loans, monitor them, take investment decision. And finally, the infrastructure layer with API that enable the ecosystem I told you before. And so it empowers this digitization of the loan market. The result is a solution that really changes the market, both at the market level, so it brings transparency, liquidity, it opens the market to new players, but also at the transaction level, because it increases speed quite a lot, it cuts the cost because it cuts intermediaries, it cuts manual processes, it cuts operative risks. And at the end, is also open to a new ecosystem of digital solution that will be the future to further grow the loan market. where we stand. We work quite a lot to create the solution that is complex both in terms of the market targeting and the technology, and how to put this new technology into a system that requires certain level of scalability, security, operational resilience, and so on and so forth. And now, after those years of development, we reached the initial part of the go-to-market. So we have some players as sellers and buyers in that space. We have commercial partnership, very relevant one. Yesterday, for instance, we won the startup challenge of Accenture Italy. So this is a new partner that will help us to go to market. And we have also some loans on the platform there ready to be sold. In the meantime, we also collected money, won other calls, and did major events. So it's we did quite a lot of stuff and achieved quite interesting achievements during our process. And this has been possible thanks to the team. This is the core part of the team that is growing actually. So those are the people that started at the very beginning with me and Maura, the other co-founder. And the interesting thing of the team that since day one, we try to put together in a balanced manner, both junior, professional, but with a very genuine approach to innovation, and senior experts with strong experiences in launching enterprise level solution for the banking system, which is a particular one. Moreover, we had two previously successful entrepreneurs in the team, and this is also something that we think are relevant to really take the right decision at the right moment. Finally, we've been supported by many partners, some financial institutions, but also technological partner and accelerators and so on and so forth, that made this possible, made possible, moreover, to accelerate during the journey to really create something so complex in a limited time framework. And to conclude, a couple of words on BlockStart. BlockStart has been core for us to accelerate our go-to-market. We work on some activities that were at the time the most relevant thing for us to do, and they supported us in doing so. So we completed the prototype, but also we have been connected with new partners, and even more relevant, we had the chance to test with some of these partners real-world use cases with real-world data, real-world transaction. So really put our solution in a pre-production environment, I would say. This is all for our side, but we are here, and if you want to see a demo of the platform or better understand the many use cases in the loan market we can enable, simply give me a call or send me an email, and we will be more than happy to walk you through all what we've done. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you can see my screen. I'm Simone Brighina, and I'm here to present you Motoblockchain and the collaboration that we did with BlockStart to develop our IoT system, the MOBD. This is our team. We were actually 5 people in the core team, but thanks to BlockStart, we earned a 6th member because Joao really worked strictly with us. It was like to have a new team member with us. We are in the second-hand motorcycle market where there is a problem of asymmetry of information. I want to sell my motorcycle. I own the information. You as a buyer cannot access this information. So there is a lack of trust between us. The lack of trust leads to a low value of the user motorcycle that leads to a low value of modification and accessories. In order to solve this problem, we create an historical database where the user can save all the information related with the motorcycle. We backed it with blockchain architecture to make it tamper-proof and to track the ownership transfer. And now, if you want to buy a motorcycle, we can give you access to the historical information so you can trust the buyer. You can give the right price for the motorcycle as well as the right price for accessory and modification if it's worth it. How does it work? We develop with another acceleration program the application so the user can manually upload the information, but thanks to BlockStart, we develop another step. We make the motorcycle able to autonomously upload information in the digital identity, thanks to the MOB, our IoT system, and the application that will be developed soon to configure the information that the user wants to store in the digital identity. Let's have a closer look. The MOB is an IoT system with an OBD connection, so it reads what's happening in the brain of the motorcycle. It does autonomous digital identity creation, but it's also able to read remotely the failure that's happened while the customer is driving. The mechanics can diagnose the failure and do customer incident prevention remotely. We have artificial intelligence on chip to do predictive failure detection. We can call the emergency system in case an incident finally happened. We do GPS alarm and tracking system, and we do big data and AI. The orange square are the functionalities that we developed with BlockStart. We were able to develop a first prototype, the V1, later to miniaturize it, create the V2, and the V2 was sent to 4 early adopters that collaborated with us in the BlockStart program, 3 in Italy, 3 in Spain, and 1 in Italy. So if I need to resume the main advantages of BlockStart, first of all, the training. We receive a lot of training about blockchain technologies, really useful for us. The mentoring, the tutoring, not only with Joao, but I was able to ask to be put in contact with other persons from all over the world, and it's everything. It was always really useful for us. The shared roadmap, the KPI, when you are a startup, to agree with someone, in this case BlockStart, that we are going to do something in that date was really useful for us to go straight to do it in that date. The networking, the events invitation, we still be invited in several events. We have a lot of networking that we are using right now, also if the program is ended. Obviously the funding, not only for us that we received 20K funding, but for the early adopters that received 3K funding to work with us, and the pilot testing and market validation. I saw a lot of programs. BlockStart is the only program to work on market validation and pilot testing. So an example of what we achieved, we are in the EU support for blockchain and DLT in SME report. We are chosen as an example. This is great visibility for us. Thanks to BlockStart and Blockpool. We are, thanks to BlockStart, we were put in contact with Mind the Bridge, and we are now in the best 100 EU blockchain startup to invest in the portfolio of the blockchain. This is thanks to the networking effect. We really trust acceleration program. We worked with BlockStart, but also with Blockpool and with other several acceleration program, and we push everyone to search for an acceleration program. If someone interested, we are opening right now our investment round. We are searching for 300,000 euros for the 10% of the company. And so the best way to predict the future is to create it better with us. I would like to thank you, BlockStart, for this opportunity, and the blockchain, the European Blockchain Convention too. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentations. We have 3 minutes left. We have some questions from the audience. I think it's a good idea if we can pick a few. We could start with the questions for ComeTogether. What are the revenue streams of the startup? Is there any revenue stream coming from the second-hand ticket sales?
Yeah, we're currently actually have our revenues depending on live events that are taking part in Greece under ComeTogether's platform. So for now, we are just hosting some events there, and we are in talks for a white label contract with a label here in an organizer here in Greece. We don't have revenue from second-hand tickets because of the types of the events that we were running, but we will run some events soon that we believe that we will have some revenues from this side, and we will test our value proposition there.
Understood. The second question for you and the last for you is, where do you plan to spend the money raised? I think you mentioned you're looking for an investment of 1 million. Where do you plan to invest this money?
Yeah, we're planning to hire some more people, business developer and devs. And we also have some plans to join the events that are related to ticketing industry and live events industry to expand our network and get some clients from there, and in order to test our use case in foreign countries outside Greece, countries outside.
Thank you. We have 1 minute left. Very quickly, question for LoanXchain. What kind of credit checks do you do?
Yeah, it's a very good question. We work first on the data set. We use ESMA loan templates and we integrate our solution. We also have partners and capabilities in system integration to translate the data, and in that translation check that semantically the translation is correct. We'll have the possibility to audit, obviously, documents, but besides all of this, through APIs, we connect to scoring and rating agencies that can further enrich the data set, verify the data through third parties, provide scoring of the company or a score of the borrower, and so on and so forth. So we try to leverage a thorough ecosystem and a thorough use of technologies to try to bring as much as possible visibility and enrichment of the data field and verification of that as well.
Understood. And 10-15 seconds very quickly, question for Simone. What is the incentive for the first owner to share the data or the details of the motor?
Yes, this is really simple. If you are a good owner, you take care of the motorcycle, you are willing to share the data because the buyer will pay you a higher sales price. So you are going to sell the motorcycle to a higher sales price. You are going to have money back for accessory modification. Simple.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here today and sharing all your amazing projects using blockchain technology. Thank you, Joao, also for bringing them to European Blockchain Convention. And to the audience, if you have any more questions for our entrepreneurs, you can go to Joao's virtual booth in the European Blockchain Convention umbrella platform and continue the conversation there. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
It was a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.